Good morning, everybody. Early on a Tuesday morning. I have some cookies to bake for Jasmine. So it's really funny. She gets to see so many of her goodies made live because I just keep, doing her cooking because she's all, I don't know. It's really fun. I hope it's fun for her to see them baked live all the time. So what I'm doing is I'm making a regular standard Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie. My favorite recipe. I've got it down to a science. I've made it like a gazillion times because I've made it in daycare with the kids so many times. It's not funny. So it's something that I'm very much can like blow through really fast. So I hope I don't do it too fast for you today. So a couple of one major thing is that my cookies are a little bit different than everybody else's because I do one thing for sure differently. The recipe always calls for it says it could be Crisco or it can be butter. Crisco's nice because it keeps a nice higher cookie, but butter makes a flat cookie for some reason. It just doesn't have what it takes to make the cookie stand up. So I always use, ta-da, butter flavor Crisco because it has, whoops, can you see it in here? The camera the way it is. There we go. It has, it stands up like Crisco does because it's Crisco, but it has that butter flavor. So, ouch, that hurt my knee. That's my big secret to my chocolate chip cookies. So, first ingredient to my recipe today is butter flavor Crisco. There we go. Here we are. We're at the baking center today, so butter flavor Crisco it is. In you go. It's a whole cup of butter flavor Crisco. 1 whole cup. Prior to putting anything in here, I forgot to mention, prior to putting anything in here whatsoever, you have to put your dry ingredients together. So, on the side, I have already put, here we go, let me get this out of that light, it's a funny light. I've already put 2 cups of flour. Actually, it's 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt in here. And I just kind of, work it over and make it, because you're going to put these in later on. I just kind of stir it so that the baking soda isn't all in one place or anything, and then I just set it aside. That's a set aside thing after you've got everything all creamed up. So now we're going back here. We've got our cup of butter flavored Crisco in here. Do you have it in there? Yep, I can see it. Okay. And then 3/4 of a cup of sugar. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Here it is. Behind the camera, so you're just going to hear me getting it, but you're not going to see it. There goes your 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And 3/4, it's equal parts of sugar and brown sugar. So as well, it's 3/4 of a cup of firmly packed brown sugar, which, as you know, is sitting on the counter here too. So I'm just trying to dig into there and get that. I didn't have it already firmly packed because I needed the cup for both. So there you go. There's your firmly packed brown sugar. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And it says 1/2 teaspoon of water, but I always use just a teaspoon of water. And then you cream this together very quick. So now all you're going to hear is the blender, which I hate to tell you. Sorry about that, but that's what goes. In front of the camera there. This is a fun cookie. I've been making this for, oh gosh, my entire adult life, my whole adult life. I started making it from right off the back of the bag when I was young, really young. And when I was putting my recipes together, I just kept a bag. That's how I had it, and I've never altered it at all. I mean, nuts, not true. I do add fun things. I add different nuts. I add M&Ms. M&Ms, I add different chocolate chips, but the chocolate chip, the cookie recipe itself, the actual cookie part before you add anything into it, it's always the exact same recipe. It's tried and true, it's fantastic, it's classic, and I keep it. So there we go. And as you can see, it's all creamed together. So then you add 2 eggs. You can hear the kids are in the background. I got the grandkids today. They're just coming to play, which has been fun already. Started out early today because Danielle had some meetings, so I got my babes for some fun. All right, close it up, cream that back together. Like I'm saying, I've done this so many times. I've done this with a dozen daycare kids at my side, and everybody putting in a different part of the recipe, and then another person, because I have this wonderful mixer and it doesn't have to be the handheld mixer, then another person can push the button to start this, and then I mean, it's just, this is a good one for kids because there's enough ingredients that there's enough for everybody to put in individually, yet not super long so they lose interest in baking. I'm just going to hit it one more time because I just got everything off the sides. And there you go. It's that simple. So I'm just going to try to get it off of here quickly. And from here, all you do is incorporate your dries into here. I try not to hit it against here I'm hitting it against here really slightly and lightly because I thought these were more solid than they were. One time I was baking like this with the kids, and I was trying to clean it like I was just doing today. I'm sorry, I'm just putting that in the sink. I was trying to clean it, and maybe I can show you if I can pull it out. Yeah, I was trying to clean it, and look, it chipped away, which frightened me because I was thinking, where did that go? So I had to throw an entire recipe away because I didn't know where that little chip went. So yeah, that was disconcerting. Okay, so I'm going to push this backwards a little bit so we can see the bowl now this way. And as you can see, it's very soft. See? And it's fantastic. From there, you just incorporate that 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. You just incorporate it in here. I usually go about half and then half again. It's fun because I do all kinds of chips in here. I've done mint chips, I've done peanut butter chips, I've done a combination of 2, mint and chocolate, I've done peanut butter and chocolate. I just have so much fun with this recipe. Over the years, there's been so many different kinds of chocolate pieces, if you want to call them that, instead of chocolate chips, or different kinds of candy pieces. I've done M&Ms, regular size M&Ms, mini M&Ms. Every little combination you can think of, I've stuck in here because it's just so much fun. It's such a classic cookie. It's just the best. Easiest to make, quick, and the best. And again, you can find this recipe right on the, I think you can still find it on the back of the bag. In a minute, we're going to find out. I haven't looked. The only thing I know that I for sure always looked for on the back of the bag was that chocolate chip pie that we made together. Once I found that on the back of the bag years ago, I kept that bag as well. I don't keep buying it and hoping that my favorite recipe is on the back. I just keep that bag that's probably, you know, like 20 years old at this point, but yeah, it is easily 20 years old because I used to make them at, well, it's more than that because I used to make them at J.W. Ryan's, the Toll House, the chocolate chip pies, and when I was on the farm, and I haven't been on the farm in 26 years, so that bag is 30 years old almost. That's pretty crazy, or it is 30 years old. Yeah, I'm not sure. And here you go. So from here, the only thing left to do is, I just want to clean my hand here. The only thing left to do is put your chocolate chips in. I'm pretty snobbish about my chocolate chips. I have to admit, I don't use anything but Nestle. I use variations of them. Betty, and let's see if this recipe's still in the back. And there it is. Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookies. That's the one they keep there on the back. And the pie's not on this one. So apparently they stopped giving away the pie recipe a long time ago. I don't think it's on here. I'm looking. Oh, yep, it's up here in the corner, but it's been cut. That's why I can't see it. So yeah, they still do at least keep the pie on there, which is kind of fantastic, because that recipe that I did for you, that chocolate chip pie that day, that is amazing. And that's it. We're just going to incorporate some chocolate chips into here. Now, what we're doing with this is going to be so fun today. I'm making the classic chip cookies. I'm bringing them to Jasmine, and what we're doing is, because she has guests right now for today, she has a meeting, and so she needed something different and fun. So what we're going to do with these is, oh, it's going to be so cool. We're going to, I'm making smaller chocolate chip cookies, not really big ones like I normally would. I make them all different sizes. Sometimes I make them really honking huge, and sometimes I make them, you know, medium size, for a good size for a kid to walk around with and satisfy them in one cookie so they don't ask for another one. Today I'm going to use my very smallest cookie thing, because we are going to turn these into ice cream sandwiches. I'm going to bake the cookies, and then at her house she's going to put ice cream between them and sandwich it up. So I have an ice cream sandwich maker from Pampered Chef, I think, from years ago. But I can't seem to find it in the cupboard right now. But anyway, so next thing you do is just take your pan, regular Crisco, and because it has to be in a pan that has been greased, and just liberally grease your pan. You do not need to do this in between each batch. You just do it the first time, and the first time is enough to take you through however many times you're using this pan. I love this pan. I'm gonna say it's a huge one. I have two of them. I thank Stephanie Brannon for them. They came from her. And as much as I bake and cook around here, these bigger pans that I've got now are, oh my God, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's all there is to it. You're just liberally greasing it. And then I have a couple of different sizes, as you see here, for cookie spoons. I'm going to use the really tiny one because I really want to be able, when you put ice cream and everything, you got two cookies together, you don't want it to be super huge. So, okay, sorry, I had to kind of break up a little toy problem in there for a second. Sorry for going away. So, here we go. Oops, I'll go backwards. I have, here we go. I'm using my smallest one because these will be having ice cream between them. So that's all you do, literally. Come over here. You seeing it? Just pop them right down into there. Going to cook them for 10 to 12 minutes on a 375. Are you seeing what I'm doing here? Here we go. There we go. That's all there is to it. 375, 10 to 12 minutes. Take them right out of the pan and put them on a cooling rack. And for this, we want to make sure before we eat them, they're going to be cooled 100% because we're going to be putting ice cream in between them. We're making homemade ice cream sandwiches. So that's even another wonderful thing to do with what's just a classic cookie recipe. It's amazing how versatile you can be. She wanted something different, and I was like, oh, it's the end of summer. Why don't we make some ice cream sandwiches? So she's getting a box of the Neapolitan, which has the vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate in it. So they can choose what they want for their ice cream in between the two cookies. So sounds like a lot of fun, right? Well, you try this. You make this. I mean, like I say, the cookie recipe itself is very classic, very standard. Whether you use the butter flavored Crisco like I do, or whether you use regular Crisco, or whether you use butter, that's your choice. I just want to warn you that straight butter, straight out butter, does not hold up, and the cookies tend to be flatter. If you like your cookies to have a little more density and to be higher, you need to use the Crisco or the butter flavor Crisco. And I use the butter flavor Crisco because it's a good cross between the butter itself and the Crisco. Give it a try. Use mint chocolate chips. Use butterscotch. Use a combination of 2 or 3 like I've done. This should be just your standard cookie itself, and then you can add anything to your imagination afterwards. Any kinds of nuts, almonds, pecans, anything. So have fun with it. Bye.